let me introduce to you that the grammar of language is from this diagram, okay, that I show you on the screen. This is, you can see in the box, I have already talked about the 5 parts that I will cover, right? The 5 parts of phonetics and phonology, orthography, morphology, syntax, and semantics. I haven't talked about semantics. Semantic is the study of the meaning of linguistic forms. When you talk about words or lexicon, it's the smallest unit in language that has meaning. So you can have lexical semantics, which is the semantics, the meaning of the word. Okay, you can have discourse semantics, which means it's going up to the level of discourse, which is beyond the forms. When I say it's beyond the forms, what do I mean? It means that in the meaning in the context of communication, which is outside the box, as you can see from the figure. I put pragmatics outside the box. Why? Because pragmatics doesn't, what I would say, doesn't just cover the forms, but you have to take some other factors into account. Okay? When you say I do, okay, it may be something that you say, have you done it? I did. Or are you going to do it? I do. I'm going to do it. Okay, I do. But I do in the wedding is something, right? Maybe you have never attended a wedding ceremony in the English church. The monk will ask, will you accept this man as your husband? I do. It's a kind of, I do there is a kind of promise. Okay? It's a kind of promise that you promise to take this man or this woman as your partner in life. Okay? So this is beyond the linguistic form. The I do is not just I will do it or I'm going to do it, but it means a promise. It's a promise. So in pragmatics, we will cover about the how do we act with speech, with language, or speech acts, okay, what we call, or discourse, what kind of discourse. That will be the last part in my talk in this ebook about grammar of language. From this diagram, or this, you can see on the side 2 words, encoding and decoding. Encoding is from the speaker or the writer. You want to convey the meaning in one context of communication. You make decision who are you going to talk with or to write to or to speak with. Then you encode, you make the forms using the grammar in the box, right? Then what you encode coming out of the system with your articulatory setting or with your hand in writing, you create the signs or the symbols that are the phonetics part or the graphetics part, which is what we call the realization of the linguistic forms. The linguistic forms, which is abstract in the box, now is realized or is encoded by the speakers or by the writer to make it out as a string of speech or a sentence on a notebook. or sentence on a piece of paper. Okay, so that is the graphetics. The other way around, when you listen to someone, you have the sounds, or when you read the sentence, you have the book or a piece of paper with some scripts on it. You need to decode those symbols. Decoding using the same grammar. This means phonology, orthography, morphology, syntax, and semantics. And then after that decoding process, if the communication is successful, the real meaning that you want to convey by your speech or by your writing would reach the listener or the reader, and it should be pretty much the same as your intention. But it's not necessary that it would be the same. How people interpret the forms in the context of communication is very complicating and is so interesting. That is the part of communication, and that would be in the pragmatics. So understanding the culture or understanding what situation it is very important in communication. It's not just the linguistic forms, and you say that it's grammatical, okay? It doesn't mean that you communicate it well. I think that is the last slide of this part. So this is my part, the end of the introduction part of this series of ebook. Thank you.